What's up, gamers? And welcome to a new episode of Knights Chronicles. Today, we're going to go over some basic tips and tricks, so we're not going to keep you long today. I wanted to go over a few things I didn't get to go over last time, only because I just didn't know what to do. But I figured it out just by playing the game more, and one thing I never went over is the Enhanced Hero thing, so I'll kind of go over what this does. So with Enhanced Hero, what it does is when you select a hero, you sacrifice a 6-star Advent hero, and then with, of course, some of your insignias for whatever, their element is. So X amount of an element plus X amount of a 6-star Advent hero, whatever rarity that's required, will give you certain stat bumps to your heroes. And what happens is if you do it successfully, which will always work if you do get the components, you'll notice that if you look at the screen of the two different hero, well, the same hero but in two different forms, one of them has a little colored blip showing up there. So that colored blip that you're going to see basically indicates the fact that they're going to get one extra of a boost, if you will, and it can basically fill up to, I guess, all 6 stars, and then you would be able to get all the boosts that you would get for whichever, level you've done. So the first 2 times you do it, you need to sacrifice a rare Advent hero. The second time, oh no, sorry, the third time and beyond, you would need a super rare or an SR Advent hero. And I'll kind of show you what it's going to look like. So in this case, as you see, I already have the Advent hero at 6 stars. I have the enough insignia, and then it tells you what the boosts are going to be. So I'm going to get 10% attack increase, and an attack speed increase by 10. So I just hit the enhanced hero, which is going to cost me 100,000, and boom, you're pretty much done. So, bam. So it says you got the bonuses. You saw that the color on that star went up another color or a different color. So now you know that the person's a bit better. And to give you more of an insight here, if you look right here, I have my Cheshire who already has 2. So in order for me to get her to the next one, which would be a 10% max HP increase and 10% attack damage increase dealt to attack types, I need 2 SR heroes that are 6-star that are Advent. So now your next question is going to be, well, how do you get Advent heroes? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Event Challenge, you're going to go to Special Dungeon, and then after you do that, you're going to go to Advent. And then boom, you just pick whichever one you can do. I lately have been doing basically the 2-star ones, so I'll just pick it, and then you select it, and then just pick whatever heroes you need, based on the element that's you need to go against, and then just kind of grind it over and over and over, and then you'll get other stuff too. Like you'll get an Advent hero that you need, and you'll also get other things like experience bond. Maybe other things too that go with the other insignias or whatever, but you get other random prizes along with that, so it's pretty cool. And of course, if you want to get the super ones or the SR ones, you have to do the more difficult ones as they go up. They'll give you better, of the advents. For now, I'm going to be sticking just doing the bottom 2 because they're just easier. And what I kind of want to do is get to the point now that I know to do this. I'm going to get to a point to where I have all of my heroes that I want to use, at least up to 2 purple or pink stars, whatever you want to call it, to increase their stats. And after I get everybody there, then I'll focus on doing the difficult ones so I can get the better Advent heroes to boost my people even further. Now you can just focus on 1 or 2 people and already jump ahead and get like 5 or 6 purple stars or whatever for your favorite hero, and that's perfectly fine too. Do it the way you want. But I kind of wanted to show you guys that because, again, I never really explained it in the previous videos because I just didn't know how to do it. So now that you know, you can kind of do it on your own. And for those of you who already knew, cool. But if you didn't know, hopefully this was helpful to you. Another thing I kind of want to show you real quick too, just so there'll be a little bit of action in my video. Because again, this wasn't meant to be really long. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically a little bit of the actual guild dungeon, because I don't think I've actually done that. If I can remember how to get to it, because apparently I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. Alright, so I'm collecting my gold, and I'll collect my other stuff later, but here we go. So go to Guild Dungeon. So, of course, your guild leaders may ask you to do different things. Oh, wow, they've already cleared the first one. And we're getting close to finishing the second and third. That's awesome. Good guild mates, I'll tell you what. Alright. So what I do is, I always focus on, like, we usually start doing the first three. Your guild probably has to do other ones depending on what your goal is. I always focus on the third one, while the others do the first and the second one. Then we have others that do the third one as well with me. And what I do is I'll select the region data so I know what I'm up against. So since I know that my enemies are going to be mostly green, I want to get the color heroes that I need to deal with it. Red beats green, so I'm going to switch up my team to where I have mostly red heroes, or a few red heroes, I should say. So for example, I'm going to probably take out her and stick in, let's see, where are my red heroes at? There we go. And actually, let's do a quick edit, just to make it a little bit easier to see everything. Alright, so I'll probably take out... much as I like her, she's not really necessary for this dungeon. Let's see... could probably take out... I do want to have at least a healer, so I'll probably put her in since she's already kind of boosted up anyway. Although I think I'm going to put her in a different slot. There we go, make her 1, 2, 3, 4, and then him at 5. Okay, so now I have, my mostly red heroes. Although I kind of messed up, actually, I need to make a quick edit. That was kind of dumb of me. Let's get the main hero so I can get that defense to everybody. Yeah, that didn't make sense for a second. Alright, and see what happens. Now, also, let's say if you don't have like a full team of the color you need to deal with a certain section, you can always use maybe 2 or 3 of the color you need, and you can more or less you could just go ahead and use one of your helpers, red heroes or whatever color you need, and then go from there. Another thing I kind of want to show you guys too is that while it's on autoplay, if you tap on a creature, you'll see a little arrow. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little arrow bouncing up and down the middle one right now. That means that anyone that does a single attack will focus on that particular character when they're attacking, so that, you can focus your attacks. That can be really useful. So now I'm going to pick the one on the right side, second to the right. And then they'll still continue to do their auto attacks and whatnot, because I think it's better to do auto attacks if you can't do your commands fast enough. If you let it auto attack, because you have a 5-minute time limit, or depending on where you're at, you have a time limit depending on what, dungeon you're doing. If you use this tactic of just, oh, I'm actually not doing so good. I should pay attention a little bit more. But if you use this tactic of just selecting ones to prioritize while letting them automatically do their combat, it'll make things a lot easier for you. But yeah, right now I'm really not doing so well, I'm not gonna lie. I might not be able to do it this time. This isn't the team I would normally use, but I kind of wanted to just do an example. But yeah, we're doing okay, honestly. Yeah, we're not doing as bad as I thought we were doing. We'll live. But yeah, basically if you want to focus your attacks, select a target, and then go from there. And then they'll basically focus on that one going forward. Pick them up one at a time. Now, if I was using other colored heroes for the most part, I probably would have died by now, to be honest. Although it's taken me a bit longer to actually kill these people here. Or to defeat them, I should say, not kill. Maybe I should be focusing on the healer. Well, even if I was hitting the healer, he'd still be healing. That's the problem. There we go. Now that we got the resurrection going, we'll be able to get him now. Oh, well, it makes for good content if you get to see me struggle, so why not? And yes, we can kill it in 2 minutes. With a full squad of 5, that should be easy. And there you have it. And this is the kind of stuff you want to do to help your guild. This is kind of an example of what you can get, and if you take a look at insignia. So doing the guild dungeons will help you to get insignias, and also guild coins, which you can use to do what I told you about in the last video, for extending them for essences or other heroes, or there are other items that you can get too. And then of course they give you other little prizes as well. So I kind of wanted to bring this up to you guys just so you can see kind of what the guild dungeon is all about. And it doesn't take away from your stamina. You basically get, 3 attempts per day at whichever ones you're designated to do. Of course, you can pick any you want, but, we typically focus on certain ones so we can get certain guild missions taken care of. So I kind of wanted to let you kind of see it since I hadn't actually shown that off. But those are the main tips and tricks that I've learned recently that I just didn't know to begin with. So hopefully I went over all the basics that you might like. A couple of things I guess I could mention. The boss dungeon is a good area to do on a regular basis. Basically, you can just participate. I think you get like 3 attacks per day. So, for example, I have Tyrant of the Sea. So, you can use only certain elements. So, I can only use green people, which I only have 2. I'm not going to show me fighting it, but basically, you select your heroes, you go into the fight, and then, depending on how much damage you deal, will depend on what your rank is. And the higher rank you get, the better your rewards are. So that's something you may want to also consider doing as well in your playthrough of this game to further, do well. And you get prizes every day for at least participating. You get something, so there's nothing wrong with doing that. And those are the main tips I wanted to give you today. So I didn't want to take up too much every time. I just kind of want to give you some stuff that I unfortunately wasn't able to tell you because I just didn't know or understand. So hopefully this has been helpful. And you guys keep gaming. Have fun, y'all. Take it easy. Take care.